Yes. Hi there, this is Qi Zuo Weapon Center today, and this is my passport to identify myself, and also this is my student ID to identify myself as well. Sure. Today we'll be talking about robber scheme. So before we go further, so let me briefly introduce the robber scheme. So robber scheme has been created for automatic debt assessment and overpayment recovery adopted by Service Australia in 2016. The robber scheme detect the whole process robber scheme. The robber scheme will detect a discrepancy, and the welfare reception was automatically issued a debt notice for somebody needs. But the scheme has been criticized by so many reasons, especially the financial hardships. So in my perspective, they have three main reasons why robber scheme was failed. The first of all, robber scheme rely on data-driven decision-making and simplistic intelligence. The second reason, it has poor data integrations. Also, using the wrong data value investigation and usage of data. And last but not least, it has poor strategy alignment and implementation strategies. So let me talk about the simplest algorithm and one decision-making model as the first reason. So the managers model, aka the decision makers, really rely on intelligent and simplistic algorithm to calculate to support the decision making. They didn't involve too much human oversight to support the decision making. They just really rely on the computer to do that thing. Yes, it's supposed to go well because technologies has been developed so advanced nowadays, but without a human oversight, it's gotta be something go wrong. And that's the consequences about robber scheme. So they have inaccurate welfare payment, and also it causes financial loss and create a lot of challenge for many people, and also it create the department conflict between many departments, especially ATO and DHS. So let me introduce the one decision making model design for Service Australia. So in the first phase, so in the intelligent phases, Service Australian adopt a simple and encourage DDS measurements and utilize the simplistic algorithm and data metrics to auto calculate the depth for people who in the settling. But that's completely wrong. So let me completely wrong in the beginning. And also in the design phase, department didn't predict the possible consequences, alternative, and seeking more proper solution and consider stakeholder needs. And in the choice phase, the management board is using descriptive model to make choice that's really lacking human oversight and investigation and analysis. In the final phase, in the implementation phase, the robber that system with complex and confusing interface, and it also didn't cooperate too well with the different departments, and that's why the whole decision-making model at the beginning was so wrong that we create a lot of problem when implement the robber scheme, and also to create a lot of consequence when put in the market. And the second thing is we talk about data integration and transmission between our two departments, ATO and DHS. So while the data scheme will rely on the data for different government agency database, such as ATO and DHS. So they share the data each other to create a scheme, but that is not accurate and they're not providing up-to-date data between them. And also some important data fields weren't used in the data matching process, so which is also different for the protocol standard requirement as well. And they have wrong information and data uses in the robber scheme and robber debt scheme. So the concept of incoming averaging is eroded data matching historic records or security and benefit payments with past income tax return to use investigate for identifying the discrepancy and the overpayment. And also the scheme adopt wrong information sources for many reasons. Incoming, so that's why incoming averagings is a KPI in robber scheme to calculate that. So first of all, there's some failure reasons for that, because incoming averagings was not accurate for many people who work in full-time hours. And also that KPI didn't consider other types of worker, such as part-time and casual workers. And also the income is completely inconsistent with social security policy since the political department and changing since years. And last but not least, so the robber scheme team, so they implement the poor strategies alignment and implementations. So in the information system strategies, they adopted simplistic algorithm and no-dimensional data matching process to analyze overpayment the welfare. And the second of the organization infrastructures and processes. DHS and ATO will not take responsibility to ensure the data integrity and reliability. And also they're working with each other with less conversation and cooperation. And the last thing is the business strategy. So they implement the complicated and confused process to guide people to understand the debt notice system. And also they don't give too much explanation for people who is involved with that scheme. And they give so less help desk for people who assist the robber scheme as well. So how do we say the robber scheme? So this is really important and really necessary for Australian government to deal with, because this is the consequence of robber scheme implementation causes a lot of financial hardship and lots of economy loss as well. So the first thing I think, in my perspective, the first thing we need to ensure the data integrity, reliability, and just make sure data is relevant and make sure the data is useful for the whole algorithm of the whole scheme. And also we need more incorporated human oversight and cautious investigation for the whole process. The third point is we need to optimize algorithm and data matching process. So we need to do more research experiments and training the model as much as possible to develop the algorithm to really help the robber scheme runs in the further future, to make sure all people has been considered in that scheme. And also we need to consult with experts so we get more idea for them how to deal with in financial perspective or a technical perspective. And also we need to communicate with the community, get the feedback from them and seek for help. And last but not least, we need to, when the robber scheme we produce, we implement in the market, so we need to give simple, easy understanding explanation instruction for people who are using the robber scheme and get benefit for that, rather than we just let the people just understand the system without instruction. So that's all about my presentation. So that's my references. Done.